So first of all, ignore this like totally unrelated screen. I just want to talk about this real quick before I watch the Avatar. But here's the fucking thing: like people always talk about how miserable minimum wage slavery is. Absolutely, just doing a minimum wage job, like a dead end job, is fucking awful. And it's one of the reasons why I don't really care anymore that I'm like starving or barely being able to pay rent and I'm poor because working a dead end job at this point, I feel like it's pretty much worse, and I would rather suicide at this point. You know what I mean? And yeah, like I'm not gonna talk about how bad minimum wage is because everyone knows how bad these types of jobs are. And where I live, it's rural Portugal, and so I don't really believe I can even get anything better. So good to know that this is the rest of my life for the next something years. So yeah, we already know how bad minimum wage is, but there's like this one thing people never really talk about, and I never really seen people discuss. Maybe this is like a specific issue to me because throughout my whole life I've always had such a shitty life, abusive parents, bullying, yada yada yada, never being able to travel or enjoy my youth, and at this point I'm too old to do that. And so like again, I don't know if it's just a me issue, but what I've noticed with people is that they also make things even worse. Like minimum wage job, like the function itself and the work itself is like already miserable, but people make it so much worse. And this is what I mean. Like for example, have you ever like noticed that people just, if you are different than them, if you go home early, if you do your job quiet and you don't talk to anyone, and you don't really become friends with your coworkers, and you just maintain like a neutral, like how do I say it, neutral respect. Like we just say good morning, goodbye, and then that's it. You don't really make talk or anything. People are gonna fucking hate you. Have you ever noticed that? Like, I don't really understand why. Like, if you just keep to yourself, people fucking hate you. It's like they want problems. Like, for example, there was like one time when I was actually trying to work, like 4 years ago probably, when I was actually like trying to work as like a cashier for a job, like a really stupid local job. So it's traditional rural Portugal. It's already worse. But like, I had to work because at the time I was living with my father. Like, he forced me to get a shitty job, and so I did. And the fucking guy there hated me for some reason. I think like he saw that I was younger than him, and so he was jealous. I could see it in his face. Like I thought he thought that I was like going to replace him, and so he didn't train me. He just kind of started telling lies to the boss, for example. He decided to just kind of like sabotage my own work and try to get me fired, which he did. And the boss blamed me for some reason. I didn't even care. I just left because I didn't have to work there. I didn't need the money back then. And so this is what I've noticed. Like, he just was so incredibly rude, and there were times when like I even snapped at him. And yeah, it's just yeah, it was just miserable experience. And I'm glad I left. And another example of this would be I was working for like a delivery business, like a local business again, so shitty fucking jobs and no future that ends, where I got underpaid, and I'm pretty sure the boss didn't pay me what he owed me, so amazing. Um, Portugal work experience in a nutshell. But like I was actually working for this, and guess what? The boss was extremely exploitative, as I said, and paid overtime, blah blah blah. And so when we got a new coworker, the dude was like 40 or something. He was like a Brazilian immigrant, so don't trust immigrants either. That's what I've learned. They will fuck you up for profit. But like there was like this Brazilian immigrant, and so I tried to befriend him. I tried to help him not get exploited, and try to help him with his job. And guess what? The dude snitched on me, and he got me fired from after 6 months. And in retrospect, I actually did kind of enjoy the job. I just didn't enjoy the people or the fucking bosses. I was just honestly, in retrospect, even though I enjoyed the job, I'm glad I left because those people just made it so much worse. And yeah, because I love driving. Driving is something that for some reason I love, and I'm extremely cracked at. I'm really good at driving. I follow the rules. I'm quick. I'm precise, and I was like literally the best worker, which is the reason why, even though I refused to do extra time, well, I still did it. Unfortunately, you have to do an extra time in Portugal. You have to do it 2 hours at least or more. But like even though like I refused extra time, and I refused to do extra functions outside of my work contract. Well, they didn't fire me for 6 months, but after one point, they just had to fire me because well, my coworker was a piece of shit, and yeah, I don't know, and yeah, I don't know what to say. It's just miserable, and as I said, like again, dead end jobs and minimum wage jobs are fucking miserable, absolutely. But again, no one talks about how worse people are, like how worse the minimum wage slaves there as well are. You know what I mean? Like the job is already bad, but like people just make it so much fucking worse. And not everyone. Again, I've always had good experience with like workers because we're all in the same fight, so to say, and so like they're usually really good people. But there's like always like 30% of workers that just make it so much worse. And again, no one talks about any of this, and it's one of the reasons why I don't really feel bad about human suffering. Like for example, um, world wars, people losing their jobs and their lives and their careers, or people getting fucking murked by ICE. Like I don't care about any of this. In fact, I see it as a good win. Not because I agree politically with the message or whatever, but rather because people deserve this. Because human nature is disgusting. Human nature is ugly, and my only crime was being neutral and respectful. That was my only crime, and for that I lost my job, I lost money, I got exploited, abused, and yeah, that's what I mean. Like just for no fucking reason, other than just trying to be a good human as well. In some cases, like trying to help my coworker not get exploited, where I got snitched on, and I got fired. So I don't even know what to say, because my money is running out, and eventually I'm gonna have to go back to being a wage slave, and at that point I don't think I can handle it. Like the job is gonna be miserable, the people there are gonna be miserable, and so I would rather just sewer slide. I think that's gonna be my resolution after my money runs out, because like what do I even have to work for? It's a dead end job. That's why they call it dead ends, because there's no future in there, right? And again, you're gonna have to interact with other fucking minimum wage serfs. And as I said, like normies are fucking disgusting. Again, if you are different than them, they're gonna hate you for whatever fucking reason. They're gonna fucking hate you, and yeah. And if you try to have better working conditions, like asking, oh, why are we doing overtime and it's not paid? Why are we doing this or that, like 14 hours, 12 hours working, when the contract is like 7 or 8 hours? Huh? Why is that? Explain to me. I would really like to know. And they're gonna fucking hate you. They're gonna look at you like you're crazy. Like one time, I like a few months back, I decided to like try and work for a pizzeria, because once again, I'm a serf with no skills and there's no opportunities here. And yeah, I just worked some of these questions, and I saw their faces, I saw like the working environment and how they start to hate you, and so I was like, no, I'm not gonna work for these people, I'm just gonna leave. And then I fired myself, because I didn't trust them. And in the interview I asked my boss specifically and clearly if I was gonna do unpaid overtime, and he said no. And then I did it, and so I left. So yeah, man, that's what I mean. It's just life is miserable, and I don't even know what to say. Again, I have no family, no friends, no girlfriend, and I don't know. I could maybe travel or see the world, but I'm not, because I'm doing wage slave jobs, and I don't have enough money to leave, you know. Or if I do, it's gonna be like once per year, and then I'm gonna do like the rest of the job that I hate for the next these years. And they're like, oh, go to different city to find better jobs. Well, with what money? With what friends? Like the rent is so expensive. Or go to a different country. Well, with what language? I don't speak the language, and I don't really have much experience with work, like outside of like minimum wage slavery. So I doubt my skills will be relevant when they can just hire a local that speaks the language and also works, or like has relevant work experience, because that's what people don't also tell you about. Minimum wage jobs, like these minimum wage jobs essentially just go ahead and like trap you in the same loop. They're not designed to allow you to thrive or find something better. No, they're designed to keep you there. Meanwhile, the fucking top heads and the CEOs just make all the money in the world and buy a Ford car, while you have to pay rent and just be a nice little worker ant. So yeah, that's what I mean. That's the reason why I don't even think my life is gonna get better. Like I missed my boat. I'm too old now, and yeah, I'm a college dropout. Which, funnily enough, this also happened in college. Not the unpaid overtime, but rather like the way people hated me just for being different and just keeping to myself because I didn't want to interact with them. And that's what I mean. And like to substantiate this evidence is like, have you ever seen that meme? I cannot find it, and I don't really want to bring it up again. No one is gonna watch this video. But like, have you ever like seen that meme where it's like people hating on a coworker for leaving early and keeping to themselves and just only saying good morning and goodbye? Have you ever seen that meme? And people in the comments just being like, yeah, I fucking hate that guy. Yeah, that's what people are, and I don't get it. It's like people want to make others' lives worse because their lives are already miserable. They're like, yep, I'm gonna be a wage slave, dead end motherfucker for the rest of my life. You know, I'm a bum, and let me go ahead and make other people's worse because my life feels slightly better for the meanwhile. You know, it's like, okay, sure, you make someone's life worse, and you might have some sort of like twisted satisfaction, and then what? Like, you're still gonna be a fucking wage slave. What? You're gonna bully the next guy? Fucking miserable, man. Fucking miserable life. And what bothers me is if you fight back, which I always do, because I don't allow myself to be bullied anymore, it just makes things worse. It just accelerates the process of you getting fired. Because the boss, for some reason, sees that, like, people abusing you is fine, but if you, like, don't really allow people to disrespect you, and you defend yourself, not physically, because that doesn't exist in the real world, unfortunately. I wish adult worlds allow you to just beat up people that you don't like, but that doesn't work like that, so But yeah, he just makes things worse. Immediately, like he fucking develops like the fucking third eye, the mind's eye, and can fucking sense the millisecond you start defending yourself, and then you get fired. So yeah, good to know that not things are never gonna get better. You know, I'm a fucking wage slave. I'm a NEET, and I live in the middle of nowhere with no family, no friends, no nothing. So I'm pretty sure I'm gonna be a wage slave for the rest of my life, and I'm gonna have to put up with all this for the rest of my life. So I would rather just die at this point. So yeah, awesome. And awesome to know that like fucking wage slave and fucking people are always shit no matter what, you know? Humanity is disgusting, humans are disgusting, and this is human nature. People always like to believe humans are pure and are this or are that, but no, humans are disgusting animals. People believe like just because they have intelligence, well, some have, but most don't use it. But it's just like because like they believe they are sentient, that humanity is like this deep, beautiful thing. But no, humanity is disgusting. We destroy the planets, we destroy other people's lives over nothing, and we have such a hierarchy of disgusting emotions and enslaving other people and wars and whatnot for personal greed and ignorance that I just don't even understand. So yeah, good to know life is never gonna get better for me, and I'll just try to suicide at this point.